In the studio with us this morning, we've got Captain John Watterson from the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Now, Halloween is tomorrow, so we figured we'd get some good tips for parents and people who are sending their kids out for trick-or-treating this weekend.
Right.
Now, I know a lot of parents freak out about Halloween. And, yesterday, even though Robin and Jonna Spilmore, who was here, they don't have kids, they want to outlaw Halloween because they say it's one of the most dangerous things that there is.
It seems ridiculous, doesn't it, that we're sending our kids out to strangers to get candy?
You do have to be very careful on Halloween, parents and children, absolutely.
But, as a parent myself, I think a lot of parents, they probably freak out about some of the wrong things. Like, I know a lot of people are worried that, the candy's going to get drugged, or there's going to be a razor blade in the apple, or some person is going to snatch them from their doorstep. But there are a lot of common sense safety things that are actually a little more dangerous that parents should watch out about.
Right. Most of the concerns on Halloween are more common sense type issues. There is the possibility that there could be problems with the candy, but honestly, we haven't seen that. I can't remember the last time we saw that.
What about
most
the
of the
razor
issues
and
are
the
common
apple?
sense issues like walking on the street in dark, things like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Have we gotten a lot of razors and apples in
I
Dutchess
can't remember
County?
the last time that's happened.
I don't think it's ever happened anywhere. It's just been one of those
That's
stories.
People warn you against
It may have
that.
happened years ago, and I'm sure it did happen at some point. I heard the same thing when I was a kid going trick-or-treating, razor blades in the apples, and honestly, I can't remember that happening in Dutchess County. Certainly not recently.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so now what do parents have to worry about? Like, when you send the kids out, what are some of the most important safety tips?
Well, don't forget that the kids are walking on the roadways at night, so it's dark. So the main thing is to wear reflective clothing, carry glow sticks, flashlights, wear light-colored costumes. Make sure that you can be seen out there because there's traffic on the roadways as well. So that's one of the major things.
Okay. Now, when it comes to, parents getting upset about maybe their kids are going to get abducted or, they think that predators are all out there because it's Halloween.
Right.
We have a list on our website. You can go to there's a map at WPDH.com of where all the sexual offenders live in the area and stuff like that.
Right.
But now they have to follow some strict regulations, and they're monitored on Halloween, right?
Yes, many are. Many of the sex offenders that are on parole are strictly monitored on Halloween. They have restrictions in place to make sure that they don't go out on Halloween. In many cases, the sex offenders cannot leave their homes until 6 a.m. the next day, which is the first, and they cannot participate in any Halloween-related activity, which includes answering the door for trick-or-treaters. And the parole officers are out there proactively making sure that they're adhering to those regulations. They're calling their house, and they're showing up unannounced.
Yeah, so if you see a house without the light on, there's probably a good reason for that.
It could be a good reason, and you want to avoid that, definitely. You want to avoid houses that are dark or unlit, and this always... It goes for any time of the year, but especially on Halloween, never, ever, ever go to a stranger's house or get into a stranger's car.
Can I just say, though, not every unlit house belongs to a sex offender?
No, absolutely
not. My house will be unlit.
No.
It could also just be a real cranky
Absolutely
person
not.
who doesn't like
Absolutely
kids at
not.
all.
But as a general rule, you want to stay away from houses that you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
Or houses that are dark or unlit.
Yeah,
Right.
people know the rules on Halloween, so if your light isn't lit, it's off for a reason. Either you don't want the kids there, you don't want them
Right.
on the property, or there's a reason why you should be answering the door.
Absolutely.
All right, so we talked about keeping the kids safe and making sure that you can see them on the roads. But for people who are on the roads as well, they need to take some extra precautions on Halloween, especially, right?
Absolutely. You got to use caution and drive slowly. Make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. Realize that there's going to be a lot of kids and people on the roadways more than normal, and just take your time and go slow.
Yeah. Now, and with Halloween on a Saturday, on a weekend night this year, there's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to be going out to parties and they're going to be doing a lot of different things. You guys are going to be out in full force, right?
We will be out in full force. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
So make sure you have a designated driver.
Yeah. And
Yes.
you don't want to run into any of these guys on Halloween.
No, and on top of all that, there are curfews in place with several townships in Dutchess County. I don't know how everybody knows that or not, but there are some towns in Dutchess County do have curfews, which limit the hours people of a certain age can be out. Normally, it's under the age of 18, and they can't be out during the overnight hours on Halloween, the night before Halloween and Halloween night itself.
Yeah, and those are all different in different communities and stuff. So you'd have to contact your local, go to your local website and figure out.
What they
are.
differ somewhat. They're generally speaking, they pertain to those under age 18. And they restrict the overnight hours that they can be out. So they usually can't be out between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. or 9 and 6, something like that. But it does differ somewhat between each municipality. So you should check with your township.
I think the overnight hours should be off limits for people under 18 anyway, on every night.
Okay. Well,
like from midnight to.
you can take that up with the captain and when we get off there. Captain John Waterson, Dutchess County Sheriff's Office. Thanks for spending the time with us this morning.
Thank you for having me, and have a safe and happy Halloween.
Yeah, you guys be safe out there too.